next question.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the My Stock Life Trade and Live podcast.
It's like fucking 8 p.m. at night. Why you got sunglasses?
Because you told me to put my glasses on, King.
Take off the fucking glasses.
Bro, it was in your rider. It said Guap needs to wear his glasses at night. Come on.
I'm not coming on the podcast. That's in the glasses.
Well, without further ado, I know you guys at home have been asking for this time and time again. I'm talking to you, Carson. I'm talking to you, Sahaj. I'm talking, who else asked for Rickster? Tanuj, for sure. Mr.
Let's go get it.
The bouncer brother. Yeah, we have Rickster on the podcast today. Super happy to have you, bro.
One more. You're a little nervous. Good to have you, bro.
Yeah, with my co-host, Mr. Dr. Love LB.
Always a pleasure.
Bro. Always a pleasure. So I'm your host, Mr. Tristan Big Wall Brady. It's about 8 o'clock here in Tulum, and I'm so happy to be in front of the camera with my brothers. We got the light set up. We got 4 Puerto Rican ladies sitting outside in the pool. They can hear us. They can see us. We can hear them.
They're watching through the window right now. There's one right there.
But it is so good to be here with you guys. Let's break straight into it. Rickster, you're a mentor of mine. The reason we're all here is because we trade stocks. We wanted to get into trading stocks. We wanted to get into trading crypto. We just live a laptop lifestyle. You're somebody that has come to the point that has now mastered that to a degree that you can travel anywhere you want on any time scale, on any time zone, and be able to suffice for yourself, for the people that you surround yourself with your family. What was your journey like, and what's it like now? And give me some emotions. I know it's a loaded question, but what's the first thing that comes?
It's not a one-line answer, obviously, but I've been in this industry or the market, not the industry. Started back in 2007-8 in my last year of high school. I had no idea what the stock market was. In math we had those questions with $1 million and thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I learned about the stock market. I'm like, okay, there's something that exists in the world where you can make a lot of money. I had no idea what the stock market was. Then I went to uni, Ryerson in Toronto, and one of my friends, in my course, he was sitting right beside me. He was trading stocks, and I looked at him and I go, "What is this?" It was a quest trade platform. I still remember, and I just see these bars going up and down. There's that. I look at him and like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Bro, I'm trading stocks." I'm like, "Bro, we're in school." He's like, "Yeah, we're off." I'm like, "Okay," and then I kept thinking about that for a week or two. Then again, I saw him doing the same thing. Then that's when I first opened my account, right? And then I just learned for a few weeks, months, made some trades. And my first stock, which I bought, was Facebook. At that time, I bought around $22, $21. So if you go back in the chart, you'll see it's in 2011 or 12. And I sold Facebook at 33. My first stock.
Genius.
And but that $10 profit made me realize I didn't do nothing, and I caught the run up at that time, right? I'm like, wow, there's so much money in this, right? And then always the greed kicks in. I'm young, I'm just trying to catch everything, and then I blew up my $1,000 account pretty fast. Did that a few times, then eventually gave up. But since 2012, since the day I started, I never stopped looking at the market. Once you're hooked onto it, you're hooked onto it. Whether you're trading or not, you will not miss the market. And then after that, I'll cut this short here. Then it was just a long journey, And over the last 12 to 18 months, I have really picked up.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I went through a lot of trouble between the years. I blew up a few accounts. Slowly learned. But one thing that helped me the most was risk management in the last 2 years. And I learned risk management in 2017.
Risk management.
Risk management. So he asked such a long. I don't have a one-line answer for this. In 2016, I was in Mumbai, and I was running out of funds. I had run out. I only had about $2,000 left. That too in my own account, and then I had $5K line of credit on my TD in Canada. So I took that $5K, put it into my quest trade, and that's what I lived off of for 12 months. And that's when I learned, I'm like, you know what, I can't just make any trades. So I was looking to make only about $1,000 a month off 5K, and I was able to do that for about 7-8 months, right, until eventually that account also drained. But overall, I made net profit out of it. And but yeah, and then after that, it's just you already guys know the rest.
Yeah.
For the last 2 years, it's been different.
What was the breakthrough moment for you where you understood like, okay, I can eat off of this, I can live off of this, I can do this on a grander scale of like not surviving but now thriving?
For this, I want to give most of the credit to Keith, the founder of my stock life. I think I give all the credit to him because he knew I could do this. In 2017, I think, when I came back from Mumbai, I was doing a 12-hour shift at night from 5 to 5 in the morning. And during the daytime, no, this was in 2015, sorry, when I used to work with him. Right? He just saw that passion. He knew that I was somebody who had picked up the technical, I knew the market. And then, so after he's the one that pushed me that, you know what, we need to do this on a bigger scale. We got the funds, this, that, blah, blah, like he's gonna help me. And then from there, I was a little iffy. I mean, do I transfer big funds into the account? I mean, will I be able to, do I want to quit my job? So I quit my job, I listened to him, and it took us, I think, less than 4 months or 5 months to turn a small amount over $1 million, right? But we did it with a lot of management, right? We were up a lot, watching news, learning, and obviously the years of experience that I had built up before all kicked in. So that $5,000 mentality, which I was saying, I apply the same mentality to bigger amounts. And now I'm just learning more and more every day, and life's changed. And yeah, I can just, all I need is my phone.
It's beautiful.
It's a wonderful thing.
It is. And then obviously along the way, I met this guy a few months ago, right? And couldn't have asked for anyone better. He understands the market really good. The first time I met him was in July or August, I think, the month of August. He went on my computer, my laptop in Toronto, in downtown, and he had 1-2 beers, I think, right? And he's like, we had the chart open the first time my experience with him. He goes right there, he starts looking at them, starts drawing all these lines, starts to look at the volumes picking up, here's the flag. I should remember, I don't know if he remembers, but I remember. I'm like, man, shit, this guy knows his stuff. And I'm like, he knows a lot, right? Because a new person can't just start doing that, right? I mean, for them, it's really confusing to even spot a pattern. But he looked at certain charts and he looked at them, and I observed him. I'm like, wow, he knows his shit. Right? And then obviously last year was crazy for him. He's done something which is just, 100K, 800K?
100 to 800.
That's big.
That's a good year.
Amazing.
That's a good year.
I think me, him, and T all ripped it last year, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, we crushed it.
We just crushed it. Even my personal accounts, I made a lot more than I would have made at my job. Right? Very comfortable now, it's good. And now we're just building my stock life. And then all of you guys joined along the way.
What are some major problems that you see in people's risk management when they're just getting into the space?
Because we deal with beginners every single day.
Yeah,
we see the same thing.
So for them, I think they don't understand what chop is, the chop market. They don't understand when to buy and sell. For them, if they're trading, they think they have to make the trade. They're like walking the casino thinking they gotta spend the money somewhere, they gotta put the chip somewhere. But the market is not like that. You cannot trade every day. And the biggest thing a new person has is sitting there looking at charts, and that's called patience. And patience takes years and years of, it's a skill that you learn over time. It's not something that you will learn in 1 month or even 1 year. It took me freaking 7-8 years, right? And now, even this year, in Feb and March, if I did not know what patience was, I would have probably blown my account, just like most people did. A lot of people made money last year from the dip from March till December. Everything was just going up, right? And in Feb, people had the same mentality that, you know, buy calls, this, and they all gave up their gains. How many do we know in the group that had so much money and now they're back to And we tell them not to do it, and then they're like, sorry, you guys told us, but I didn't listen, right? So the biggest thing is, I think patience is the biggest thing, and then learning how to work with the numbers, probabilities. I mean, all these things, no one's gonna teach you outside, but these things kick in. If you have $1,000 cash account, how much money are you going to put into a trade? If you have a 100K cash account, how much money are you going to put in? And if your total account is 100K and you only have 15K cash in it, your account is not 100K, your account is 15K cash, right? So certain things that you have to learn, work with numbers, how much you want to invest, how much cash you have and whatnot.
Let's get into some juicy stuff, man.
Yeah.
Just tell me some of the favorite tickers that you used to trade. Tell me some of the biggest wins, worst losses. Something like that.
Well, my favorite indicator, I don't really have one, to be honest. right? But back in the days, the first one that I came across was 8 and 21 EMA. There's somebody by the name of Scott Redler on Twitter. I've been following him for ever since I started trading pretty much on Twitter. I've been following that guy.
Great trader.
Yeah, every morning he posts an update on SPX and Triple Q, right? I don't look at it now, but before I used to look at it all the time, but now I've understood how to do it on my own. But so 8 and 21 EMA, I love using those, right? On a bigger time frame. On the week, it's more correct. On the monthly, it's even, like the bigger time frame you go on, the better chances of those tickers, indicators being right. And I think if the stock is trading above 8 and 21 EMAs and it's on a nice uptrend, that's the stock I love playing because on little dips, you just keep banking. As soon as it breaks the 8 EMA, it's time to exit your position and just wait and chill on it, right? Because usually between 8 and 21 EMA is when the chop happens and the little bounces and whatnot. I play the RSI oversold over bots. I just look at them sometimes if it matches with my 8 and 21 EMA. And the last recent one that we played, I think we all caught it, was Twitter monthly.
Yeah.
If you guys remember about 3 months ago when Twitter broke out, all the indicators just lined up so beautifully and we knew it and we were the leads, man. And I made a lot of money on Twitter. Right, so 8 and 21 EMA definitely my top pick for me. MACD I also use it, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but 8 and 21 EMA I'll go with.
Worst loss. And why was it a loss? Did you go too
That's a
heavy?
good question.
Worst.
That's a good question.
I want to hear Mr. Risk Management.
Oh, yeah.
Not do risk management. That's what I want to hear on the podcast today.
My worst loss for this year, let's go with this year, my worst loss is probably going to be Home Depot, which is tomorrow. So odds were against me. I was doing bear spreads, as you guys all know, and I'm not scared to open my losses. So I do a lot of vertical spreads, as you guys know. And this time, in 2 weeks ago, we got Home Depot spreads last week. You got them with me, and we were up a lot last week.
Yes, we were.
I could have easily covered for less than 20 cents, and I did put the order in. So I basically sold the spreads for 60 cents, and the max loss was up to 250. So 250 minus 60 cents price, so $1.90. So basically, if Home Depot was to go above 330, 250, I would have to buy back all the calls which I sold, and I sold a total of 140. And I recovered. First, I recovered 60, but then I bought more after. When the Home Depot grew, I'm like, okay, it's gonna come down. So total right now, as per my calculations, my total loss will be $19,000, which I have to pay extra out of my pocket, and I'm holding 100 in total. Right, so 6,000 is my credit, and max loss was 250. So 100 times 250 is 25,000. 25,000 minus 6, so that was 19,000. So that's my worst loss for the last 6 to 8 weeks, I think. In Feb, I had a bigger loss. That was in, what ticker was that? I had a big loss in Feb. What ticker was it? It was around $50,000-$60,000.
Woo!
Right? It's okay, I mean, we made enough in Jan. I'm not worried about it, that's fine, it's part of the game. I mean, I'm not just going to keep on making money.
Yeah.
Right? Feb was a red month for me, I think. March was nothing exciting. I just chilled. April was a very good month. May, so far, kind of break even, but on the red side with Home Depot. Unless Home Depot dips tomorrow, I will be in the green. Otherwise,
Still a good trade.
Otherwise,
I agree with that trade.
Otherwise, it's just crazy how they just ripped it. It's okay, well, it happens. I'll catch it again next week. I'm not worried. I mean, and but yeah. So
we'll give you guys a couple minutes just to understand what he just said there, because I know you're all very, very confused. Spreads are a little more advanced than even options. So first you start with equity, then you get more advanced into options, and then you get way more advanced into spreads. That's like you're the house, you're the casino, which is one thing that Ricky actually specializes in here at My Stock Life. I don't do them, I don't get them that much, but Ricky's a master at them. So why don't you go into why you switched from doing naked calls and naked puts into spreads? How does that help your risk management? How do you profit from that?
okay, so calls and puts. I usually don't play the put side. I'm an optimistic guy, so I like playing calls mainly, just like most of you, I think.
I love shorting.
Well, I shorted.
Shorting.
No, I short puts. I mean, spreads. I do bear spreads now, right? I won coffee this week. But anyways, the reason I do a lot of vertical calls is because in the market, a stock either goes up, down, or sideways, right? Or a chop, which I'm saying sideways. It's one of three. If you're buying calls alone, your probability already goes down. You're to be right 33% of the times, but your profit is unlimited, right? And same with puts, you have 33% chances. And me, basically, when I learned about the spread, what I realized was, my gains were consistent. I did them for 2-3 months. I was watching them, learning them, how to do them. And I realized that, my gains with spreads, they're a lot more consistent. Why? Because I get the edge on the market. Let's say a stock is trading sideways. I can easily go in the money spreads let's say $100 stock is trading at 1 or 250. And I'm not too sure what it's going to do, but I'm probably a little bullish on it. So I'll simply buy the $100 call and I will sell the 105. And I'll probably get that for 230, 240, 250, depending on how much time I have left. And as long as the stock stays above 1 or 250, I make money on the spread. My max will be 100% on this, and then I can always obviously increase. But basically, we can't really go why here, but if the stock stays sideways, I don't lose on premium.
Yeah,
I can exit with profit at expiry or even before. And if the stock goes up, I still make money no matter what. Yeah. Even if the stock goes down and stays near my spread, I can still exit with some value left in it. So I don't have any big losses with spreads. And my gains every month were consistent, like all year long.
So it basically just limits your risk. You're saying, so you're selling the 105 calls to someone else, you're buying the 100 calls for yourself.
Your risk is defined.
And then, if the stock dumps, you make money off the 105s you sold, but you lose money on the 102s you bought. So it's just, it just manages the risk much better.
It manages the risk much better, and obviously sometimes if I want to play a stock with high premium, like Amazon for example, and the money call is 50, 60, 70 bucks depending on how much time you have left, I can get the same call for $2 if I want. By doing a spread, I can easily buy, if Amazon's trading at $3,400, I can simply just buy the $3,400 call and sell the $3,410. Right, for less, or I can buy the $3,420 and sell the $3,430. Now my spread has more profit. I can make up to 200% on that, giving myself the $20 gap, right? So it's a lot better. And if the stock dips, the call which I sold, I can buy that back or cheaper, and then let the call run. Right? So there are a lot of ways you can make money with spreads, and I think it's a great way. Some people in our group have called me. Right, I've spoken to them on the phone, like El Professor, for example. Right, it took a while. I spoke to him, right, and he's like, not only vertical calls, he does flies now. Consistent business. He's realized it because he probably saw that, oh man, my count now is more consistent, right? So, and a lot of people in our group are starting to do that, which is great.
And from what I've heard from you and the research I've done, it's if you're looking to build a smaller account, maybe $5,000, $10,000, even anywhere under $25,000, it's a lot safer and a lot more profitable on a long-term scale to do advanced strategies such as vertical spreads and whatnot.
They are. I mean, if you just want to play calls alone or puts alone, then not until you're in the market for, I would say, 3-4 years, or if you don't know how to do the charts like T or LB, you're best off learning how to do spreads. It limits your risk, and if you see some great setups, I mean, you can play Amazon for $1.
Which is amazing, yeah.
Near the money, you can literally play Amazon for $1.
I pay $15, $16 for a call now.
Right? So I think it's a great way. I think for smaller accounts, you limit your risk and you're to be right most of the times. On spreads, your probability of being right or winning is 66%.
Yeah.
Right? And if you're picky with your trade, if you're picky with your charts, you can increase that. My accuracy on spreads, like if I go back, it's all live premium strategies, I think I'm over 75-80%.
Which is amazing for them.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. Out of 5 spreads, I usually nail 4 at least. So, which is like my own consistency, which is great.
Best money managers in the world only nail like 40% of their trades.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's just telling you right there, he's nailing double.
Exactly.
How do you differentiate between buying equity in a stock, buying calls in a stock, and buying spreads on a stock? What are the determinants?
See, equity, if it's a great stock, for example, Amazon, some of the equity plays that I own, I don't look at them. Amazon, I bought at $18.85 last year, right? On the
Congratulations.
It wasn't a dip, it was actually just before the run up. I just happened to catch it. This was in 2019, I think, October, November. I may be wrong, but around then. So I got Amazon at $18.85 average, a good chunk, and I'm never going to sell it. It's a company that I just know, I see it everywhere. Any brand I see anywhere, we know it's strong. Nike, McDonald's, HD, Walmart, all these companies are true. As long as they're there, I think we're okay. I did not look at their financial statements, none of that. Right? They've been there for years. I think they'll do great. And I don't touch equity on new stocks.
Blockbusters every 4 years.
Yeah, and I mean, LB's really good with those new
You
companies.
should look at financials.
Blockbuster
was everywhere for you.
It was, but then I would have seen it go away. Right? I would have bought Netflix, right? I'm just joking. But yeah, no, I'm just saying. So all these strong companies, as long as they just keep going up, the blue chip basically.
Yeah.
The one they're part of S&P or Dow. At least that's one thing I look for. And I don't buy a lot of equity, but only in certain names. And Apple, for example, I own a lot of Apple in a different account, which I haven't looked at for a long time. I think I put over $17,000 in it. Even after split, I haven't looked at it. Right?
Probably a lot.
It is. And then my accountant actually called regarding the dividends on the thing. So I need to. So Apple, Amazon, Tesla I sold. I wish I didn't. Tesla I bought when pre-split at 300 and I sold at 700. But I wish I had kept Tesla.
Been there, done that.
That would have been good.
We were all geniuses back in the day. We got Tesla at 200, sold it for 300. Shop. I was in shop under $400. I sold it for 600 and I thought I was a fucking genius, bro.
Right.
And then straight to 1400 right after that.
Live in a shop. But anyways, back to the question. So equity, I have some great names which I'm just holding, right? I haven't added much this year, very small on some other names. I mainly do options now. The reason being is because I'm consistently profitable in those, so I don't really need to park my money in equity unless I know it's something that I want to, right? But I do calls alone when I'm really confident. I mean, for example, Amazon earnings, I bought the calls for $100 per contract, right? Which I was okay with doing, right? And spreads I'll do when I'm a little iffy, and then I always look at my account as a whole. What's my balance like, as a whole account? Because that actually helps a lot to choose. Do you want to do calls alone? Can you manage this risk or not? Right? How's your account up for the month? Is it up or down? Are you up for the quarterly? Right? I mean, you could be down for the day, you could be down for the week, you could be down for the month. But quarterly, you must be up in the market. If you're red quarterly after 3 months, there's something wrong in your trading. I mean, you cannot have 3 straight bad months. Yes, you can, but at least break even, or your loss should not be more than 5-10% of your portfolio max. If it's any bigger, then you need to go back. Why was it?
Yeah.
Whatever the market gives you a chance, I mean, always to recover at least. And but yeah, so I just look at my account as a whole and just see what I want to play. But right now we're just chilling. I mean, we're not doing much for the last 1-2 weeks because we know the market. There's no direction.
Let's go to something else, something newer, something that you just started. Let's get into some crypto. What are you, bullish or bearish right now on Bitcoin? Where's Bitcoin going now?
Okay, crypto, I don't care where it goes, but I know my levels and my price action. And crypto, I've been trading for the last 2 weeks. And I was waiting for you guys to ask. But my accuracy in crypto is way higher than what I've done in stocks. I posted all the alerts live. And so in my last 25 trades, out of 24, out of 25, I hit. Like I hit all my trades. Even that one trade that we missed, it was because we were going out that day. I sold. If I hadn't, I probably would have been green on that one as well. But anyway, so I hit 24 trades, and my account is up 80-something%. I was calculating today. So on 25 trades, but see, you have to understand one thing. My first 5 trades were $50 profit each, 50, 70, 80. And you saw me on crypto.
You're used to playing with 10 grand, 20, 30 profits, and then you switch straight to $50.
And crypto. So that was a huge mentality change. Like in the stock market, I'm giving out 20K tomorrow to HD as a loss. I got my cash flow, which I'm okay with. In crypto, I started with a very small account. The reason for me, because I wanted to understand how leveraging everything works. And the thing is, I started out with Forex 10 years ago. So I picked up the leverage right away. It took me less than 5 minutes to understand, okay, this is Forex. I mean, there's nothing different. And I'm very good at price action, playing the levels, playing the charts. I mean, who's better than us?
I've seen it live. He's a genius at
right. And
it's the numbers, I think. Charts, people can read. He knows how to. He knows the numbers. He knows how much leverage to put when to take profits, and where's his break even. And it's something that you just get used to in your.
The same trades that I got into. I'm not gonna say the name. I love him. He, I think, when it was. Okay, I love Boogie. Okay, I love Boogie. He's young and he's acing the market. He just made $7,000 in crypto.
Did he really?
Yeah,
that's so good.
Yeah, Boogie made $7,000 on crypto. I think it was like a 5-minute trade.
Ladies, hit him up one day.
Boogie, 7,000.
But anyway, and he knows how to cook too.
So some of the trades that all I entered when they follow me, the same trade got out in green while they had to get out in red. The only difference was just managing the numbers, I guess. Right? And so I think that's what it is. Managing numbers, I think that's in every business. It doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're dealing with money, if you don't know how to manage your numbers, you're gonna have trouble.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, so managing numbers is really important. And crypto, I'm just trading the price action. I don't even know what crypto does, how it works. Like I have a basic idea, but if you were to ask me, what does Dogecoin do, or what's the purpose of Ethereum? I don't think I'll be able to answer, be able to give you the right answer. But if you show me their chart on the price action, I know how to play it. I know what to do for the next 15 minutes. And that's exactly what I did. The opportunity was there, crypto was raining dollars, and I said, you know what? I think it's time.
Just catch some of those dollars.
Catch some of those dollars. I mean, at the end of the day, it's about money, right? I do want to understand what crypto is. Ask me, I'll come here again in a month or two. Ask me, I think I'll know a lot of things. I'm putting a lot of work into it, so let's see. But crypto, for young generation, I think they should definitely get into it. I don't know if it's going to be here for a lifetime, or if it's going to be out in 2 or 3 years. I really don't know, because I still don't understand it. But there's a lot of opportunity, a lot of money is getting poured into crypto. Dogecoin at $90 billion market cap. 90 billion.
Insane.
Some of the stocks I trade, I mean, 90 billion is not a joke. That means
It's more than Twitter, it's more than Ford,
more
it's
than
more
Twitter,
GM,
Ford,
yeah.
GM, what's going on? You know, and what does that coin do? I have no idea. But if there's one, you know, and from that 90 billion, you can grab a piece of it, right? So a lot of opportunity. I think you guys all should start trading crypto more. Bitcoin crash or not, I don't know, man.
It will crash.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I own Ethereum, I own Bitcoin, I own Ripple from the very lows. Right? Like I own it. Why? As a hedge, as a safety, in case if it does what the speculation is or what people are saying it might do. Right? So I got GBTC from $6.
Wow.
Right? And Bitcoin I have it from $6,000. Right? XRP I have it like from the low 20s cents. Ethereum I have it from under $300.
Yeah.
And that account I haven't opened. I have not opened up that account yet. Right, so I'm gonna go back. That's the first thing I'm gonna do. As soon as I go back, can't just see the balance in there. It's gonna be juicy. That I know. Because I need to make a payment in July for real estate. So that's he knows.
That's,
So
we're gonna go into real estate now.
Nah, just a little family investment that I was part of, and just gotta do some round back. So yeah.
No, this man's way too humble. For how
Yeah,
much
way
trader
too
he
humble.
is.
One of the most humble
I'm
guys
telling
I
you,
know.
I seen him do spreads live, and he calculates numbers like this. Like you seen that blackjack movie with 21. That's how this guy is, bro. His numbers going in his head all day. That's why he doesn't talk much.
Well, market numbers, yeah, I don't understand that. And I think it all comes down to it. Yeah.
That wraps it up. You think?
Yeah, I think that was an amazing podcast.
That was
honestly.
very
That
good.
was-
Love having you on, brother.
Yeah, that was. Thank you,
It
bro.
was.
Come on, why did it take so long?
I want to say a huge thank you, T. Tally, thank you so much, bro. I'm only here because of you. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have been here, obviously. I still probably would have been working. And I want to thank you. You guys and the entire team of My Stock Life. I love you guys. Thanks.
Thanks for being here, brother.
We love you, Rick. Man, that was amazing job. If you made it to this point of the podcast, make sure you hit like, make sure you leave a comment for the boy Rickster, make sure you subscribe. Amazing amount of value dropped in there. I really recommend you watch this 2, 3, 4, 5 times over. This is years upon years upon years of dedication and attention to detail. You're not going to find that in a lot of places in the world. This man is a national treasure when it comes to either trading, markets, crypto, whatever it is. Just really
Just as
happy.
a person in general.
Yeah, man, really happy I get to play basketball with this guy on a regular basis.
I love you guys.
Love you too, bro. Love you too, dog. I've been saying more and more here at My Stock Life. I'm starting to see it more like a fraternity, a brotherhood. Just,
Family, you know.
yeah, it's,
Family plus business, both.
Big family. Yeah, make sure you like, share, subscribe, share this with your friends, share this with your family, help everyone you know. That's what we're trying to teach, financial freedom. We're trying to help the whole world through this tough time. So yeah, thanks for tuning in.
yeah. So without further ado, I think that brings it up.
Wraps it up.
Maybe we can still play some ball.
I'm down to play some ball, man. I'm down to go shoot.